Alright, before I start this video, I'm going to give a shout out to all the bow hunters that are starting to bow hunt this season in Wisconsin. It's the season opener. And be safe out there. Your family wants you to come home safe. So put that harness on, tie yourself up, and go home safe. Everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to discuss on what I use on my trap line and what you could possibly use on yours too. For starters, I have this stake driver for cable stakes, which is specifically made for these wolf fang stakes, and there's a groove in there which is made for these wolf fangs, and you drive that into the ground. To drive that in the ground with is I use this little 2-pound wall that I bought at a local store for 12 bucks. Then I came home and I found some steel, plate steel, cut that down and welded that on. Kind of saved money there. Then the other tool I use is a hatchet. It's not very sharp, but it'll get the job done. 2 pairs of gloves. One's for setting the traps. One for digging. Trap setters for the conibear traps. Scissors. You could use a scissors or one of these for trimming around your house to blend in your set. Fencing pliers. You could use that as a hammer. You could use these grooves right here. If you need to cut any kind of cable, you put that in there and it'll shear it right off. Pretty handy tool. It'll cut your wire for toggling off traps. And to toggle your traps off is I have a box of fence staples, 1.5" fence staples, which is kind of cool for if you don't want to use your fingers to hold the staples. You take the fencing pliers, hold that right in between here. You can take your hatchet if you want to toggle it off, toggle your trap off, and just go ahead and hit it. And you're all set. And for making the dirt holes is I have an auger for planting flowers, for digging holes, which I really don't use anymore because I use this. I'll drive this in on an angle and just ream out the hole and make it big enough for the bait. And the bait I keep in a plastic bag just for stink wise. And you'll need a little sifter too. I bought this. You could probably make your own, which is fine. And this right here I bought at like a little flea market. It is junk because as I was digging a couple years ago, this kind of, you're putting force on it, it's going to end up bending. It's going to end up bending to the point where it's going to end up getting weak. So I ordered another little spade. And what else here? Oh, to cover up your bait, I have some sheep's wool from a friend of mine. They raise sheep as a little hobby, just to cover up the bait in a dirt hole because you can't have exposed bait and stuff like that. So you gotta shove that in there to make it look like there's a mouse hiding out in there or something, or nesting. But yeah, and this bait cat food. I use that for my DPs for catching raccoons. I'll show you how to do that in another video when the trapping season actually starts. So, well, there's a few more things that I came up with for my trap line, and I forgot to mention I have fox urine for lure, and I have this stuff for bait. And a friend of mine told me to use fox urine because that's what he uses, or recommends, and might as well go with it. It works for him. So, and I have a little foam kneeling mat, which I'd like to get something different because this ain't very big, and I'm a pretty big guy. So I'd like to get like an old rug or remnants of a carpet kind of a thing, this carpet sample. Use that to kneel on. So, and getting back to the shovel, what I suggest is, I said that buy a sturdier one, buy a quality one. It might be sturdy, but buy a good quality spade, because if you're going to be digging a little bit like into clay or something like that, you need something that's strong. Like this, I tried digging out some of my cable stakes. It started bending. So, like I said, buy quality tools. Don't go cheap. You can go cheap to a certain extent, but that's about it. That's what I take on my trap line, and I don't think there is anything else. So if you made it this far into the video, make sure you down below here in your right hand corner, hit that subscribe tab, and once you do that, there's going to be 3 bells for a notification. Make sure you hit the one that says all, and make sure you give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Tell me what you have on your trap line, what you use, what I could possibly get. That would be awesome. So, as always, I have a joke. You know, Bigfoot is sometimes confused with Sasquatch, yet he never complains. Oh, man. As always, keep enjoying the little things.